Ta-da! Ta-da! I think we are live. I'm going to wait for a second like I always do to make sure folks can hear us. But it's really interesting because we haven't done one since October. So it's what, November, December. So it's been 3 months, you know, the whole holiday window and all that kind of fun stuff. And it's amazing how, I think we all were. Yeah. It's amazing, like, I don't do something for 3 months and all of a sudden it's like, did I forget how to do this? Like, what's going on here? Just accept it, right? There's not much we can do about it, right? If somebody in chat could give me a quick thumbs up, we'll get rocking and rolling. Perfect. Thank you, Jacob. Audio's all good. Excellent. Hello, everybody, and welcome to 2025. This is the January edition of the Windows Insider Webcast. It's been a few months, like we were just talking about, since we've done one of these, so it's good to be back. These are always fun. I love doing these. This makes year... What's up?
I can only hear you.
Hello!
I think that should be fixed. There was one other button I needed to click. See, I told you I forgot how to do this.
Hello, hello, hello.
Because I have to let the deck stop.
Waiting for the chat to confirm.
Right. And hopefully there's no echoes either. Oh gosh, I remember those days where we had that all the time. Ain't nobody want to do that.
Come a long way.
I mean, with the way that I'm doing this today, it doesn't feel like it, but... Oh my goodness. People, anybody out there that's watching this and be like, do these people know what they're doing? It's just my fault. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm trying to host and produce at the same time, and
Audio's good now.
all good now. Okay, great. So, 2025, January 1st of the Windows Insider Webcasts of the year. Yes, it is always one more button. There's always something. But hey, I'll take it, right? We'll just keep rolling.
This is what we call PEBCAC.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You're whispering to yourself, like, I've worked in tech for 16 years. Like, that's how you knew it was one button. That's right. Really the trick to the speed of recovery.
Yeah. Goodness. So again, thanks to everybody for joining in who's out in the audience. Much appreciated. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you enjoy today's session. The usual cast of characters, and my video is getting blurry for some reason. Hopefully it'll fix itself here in a second. I don't know.
Maybe it's you that's getting blurry.
Maybe. I'm
New Year's resolutions. You should have aimed higher.
So, you know Brandon, you know Jen. If either of you want to do introductions, I will gladly provide the space.
The only gentleman at Microsoft, I think everyone knows that already.
How many times have you said that over the years?
So many times.
I don't have enough fingers and toes. Like,
and I still get chuckles. I did it as some random... I talk to a lot of people who don't know me. I guess that's the way to put it.
Brandon, do you want to say hi? I see you.
Hi.
I'm assuming that's a Batman hat that you have on your head.
It's my new Batman hat.
Okay.
Nice.
Wait, is there another Batman movie coming out? I know we're way off topic, everybody. Sorry, we'll get back on
The
track.
Batman 2, Part 2.
Okay. Wait, is it going to have that guy from Twilight again?
Edward.
Yes.
No, that was his Twilight name. Robert Pattinson.
You're talking about
it's good. Look, it's been a long day, week, month, year.
Mm-hmm. So. It's been a long year, and it's only like the 21st of January. Come on. William, you're just sitting there casually in the corner chuckling along, watching us go through our usual goofy antics. Thanks for being here. Glad to have you.
Thanks for having me. It's exciting to be back. I know it's been a little bit.
How long has it been? Because this is not your first webcast, but it's been a while.
No, it's been probably like a year or two. I think it's maybe longer.
It's been a bit. First with your snipping, because you were the person who did Shift S.
Yes.
The first into Windows. Yeah. I think that's how we met each other.
I didn't remember that. You really did that?
So yeah, fun fact, it actually was a OneNote keyboard shortcut, Shift S. And when we were building the OneNote UWP app, we realized, we need Shift S. People need Shift S. And so we tried to figure out, how do we build this into Windows? And I think, Jen, you certainly helped us with that. And there was a bunch of back and forth, and I think at the time nobody really owned the keyboard shortcut, so it was like, who? I don't know. And eventually, the engineering team, we went and we added it and we got the right approvals. And
I'm just feeling
it was
like
kind
I'm
of
one
like
of the people who knows all the. I think the list of Windows keyboard shortcuts is in my brain. That's
yeah, exactly. And the funny thing was, this is a funny aside, because it was OneNote engineers, which at the time were in Office, checking code, and I guess still are now in Office again, checking in code into Windows. You had to have the first shared manager approve the check-in, which was the EVP of the entire org. And so yeah, I went all the way up almost to the very top, and up to Rajesh Jha, and he had to approve the check-in.
and we are all glad that he did.
Yeah. Thankfully, the guy who was doing the work, Rajesh, who used to be his manager. And so he was like, oh, I got this, no problem.
In any case, that's not what you're here today.
No,
that's
but
not what we're here to talk about.
It's always fun to have these little historical talks, right? Because the problem is there's so much history. I mean, I'll only speak for myself. I forget so much of this stuff. There's just too much going on at any point in time by release and by version and just I don't know.
Yeah.
So William, you have joined us today because there's some fancy stuff that you're working on, and I don't want to steal your thunder. So I will pass the virtual microphone over to you so you can kick us off and tell us what you got going on, because it's not only did you start some work in November of last year, it looks like, but you've made some revisions today. I'm
yes, we have breaking news out this morning. But before we get into the new news, I should probably introduce what the feature is. So,
sure.
Of course, I now work on the Microsoft Edge team and a product manager there. And I've actually been working on some gaming features. I'm a big gamer. I know many of you are gamers as well. As we were talking with users and really trying to understand where the pain points and the opportunities are, we realize that, and I think it's something we all experience all the time, right? You're playing a game and you're like, I want to look up some help. I'm stuck. There's no shame in looking up a guide, right? Or you just want to open up the web browser and
when I grew up, you had to go buy a book if you wanted some help.
Exactly. Or maybe you just want to watch the Windows Insider webcast while you're playing a game, right? You're multitasking, listening to a podcast, watching a TV show, whatever it is. There's a lot of times you're using a web browser next to your game. But today, right, you either have to Alt-Tab out to the desktop, and I love me some Alt-Tab, as we were talking about keyboard shortcuts, but in a game, right, a lot of times you want to be immersive. You want to be the game full screen, and unless you have a multi-mon setup, the game is minimizing and you're switching to the desktop, and it's not, it works, but right, it could be smoother, it could be faster. You can't see the game and the help you're looking up, or the person you're chatting with, or the video you're watching at the same time. And so we kind of realize, or you're pulling out your phone, right? Which is kind of silly, because if you're on a mouse and keyboard playing a PC game, why do you have to pull out your phone and type with your thumbs to look up some help or chat with a friend or whatever? And so we realized, what if we could bring a web browser and put it inside of your game, so you didn't have to Alt-Tab out? And of course, even if with a multi-mon setup, right? Sometimes, you could have the browser on the side, but you click over on the browser and the game goes black or it freezes or whatever. How can we help you actually play the game and quickly get help and look up content? And so that's where Microsoft Edge Game Assist came about. And we released the preview in November, actually right before I went on paternity leave. I was like working at the last minute, got it out, and the team, thank you, the team monitored it while I was out. We built this web browser, a custom browser for gamers, directly into GameBar. It is live for all you to play with right now, but I'll just show some videos because, unfortunately, due to the way the great thing about GameBar, which Game Assist works inside of, is that it can appear upon top of your game. The only downside is screen recording software, or if you're trying to stream over, really any conferencing app, can't pick up GameBar. And so it's one of the great things about GameBar, but it makes it a little hard to demo live here for all of you. So I'll have to do screenshots and some videos, but hopefully you all can see my screen. When you start playing a game, you could hit Windows key G, and that opens up GameBar. Now, GameBar has existed for a long time in Windows. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. But now Game Bar is available inside of a web browser is available inside of Game Bar called Microsoft Edge Game Assist. You can see it here on the right, and it's almost like a mini browser, right? We didn't want to take over your whole screen. We want to make sure it was optimized for being in game, right? Because we don't want to take up as much system resources. We want to make sure that it's not obscuring most of the screen, so you can focus on the game. But right here on the side, right, you have tips and guides, because we know that 88% of players, based on our research, show use a web browser while they play PC games, and 40% look up help or guides or tips. And so right when you open up the browser, we have those tips and guides right on the homepage, contextual to the game you're playing. So we know, like, oh, here in this case, you're playing Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga. And so when you open up Game Assist, we show tips and guides for Hellblade. So you can see right here, right? And you can click on a guide, and in this case, like, go to IGN and then, you know, close Game Bar and just get back to your game. And you never lose that flow. You can Windows key G again at any time, and it just keeps popping up, and you can browse. It makes it really easy to whether you're watching a video, chatting with a friend, looking up a help, whatever it is. And it's a full web browser, right? So you can go anywhere. I'll actually keep it windowed so it's a little cleaner, right? We have this picture-in-picture mode. So if you go into picture-in-picture, you can continue playing the game while you're watching the video or the Windows Insider webcast. So you could be watching this right now while you are playing a game, picture-in-picture, which we think is really cool. But of course, you can also just browse the web like you normally would. So it has a full address bar, full bunch of tabs support. And so this was what we had launched in November. It was a really early preview. It was available in Edge Beta. But you had to opt into Edge Beta. And because it uses, we want to make sure that you can use Game Assist with the browser that you normally, the version of Edge you normally use. You have to set your browser as Edge to, if you set Edge Beta as your browser, your default browser, then Game Assist uses Edge Beta. If you set Canary as your default browser, Game Assist uses Edge Canary. It was not an Edge stable yet, so you had to set your default browser to use Game Assist. As of today, we are releasing Game Assist preview in the stable channel, and so you no longer need to set a default browser. You no longer need to go out and install an Edge Insider build. You can use just regular old Edge. And opt into the Game Assist and start using this in game for the first time. So really excited about some of the changes we're making here. And I think that so far the feedback from players has been really great. It's been exciting to see players like, yeah, I totally need this. And it's been really heartwarming to see because, of course, we all use it. We're gamers. We're excited about it. But it's fun to see what everyone else thinks, too. So that's a brief overview of Game Assist. I guess if you're wondering how to try it, all you have to do here is go to Settings, right? Edge Settings, Appearance, or you can just search for Game Assist. And right here at the bottom, you'll see Game Assist Preview. This was rolling out, but now it's on for anyone. So you can opt in. If you haven't installed it yet, you'll see an Install button. Otherwise, you just click. Otherwise, you'll see Open. And when you click Install, the little widget gets installed on your PC. And the next time you open Game Bar, it's there. So that's a quick overview of Game Assist. I don't know if there's any questions in the chat before I go into some of the other new things we have.
So just from a couple of things that have popped up, I'm assuming this is specific to Edge. Like this is a feature you are required to use that browser to take advantage of this functionality.
That's a good question. Yeah. So you don't have to use Edge full time. Obviously, we would love you to, right? As someone who works on Edge, I'd love for you to use Edge full time. But you don't have to. You can use Game Assist, Edge Game Assist, in the middle of your game, and then go use any other browser you want on the desktop. We don't want to force players to have to switch. But Edge Game Assist is Edge, right? It is built on Edge, and so the feature itself will always use Edge. But you can easily use any other browser you want alongside it if you want.
But it probably uses the Game Bar widgets platform, which is open to developers.
Correct. So technically, anyone could build their own browser as well. There are actually a few other third-party browsers that are in Game Assist. No big names, just like someone just did it on their own time. But this is the full the first in-game browser that actually has all the things you'd expect from a browser, right? It has your favorites, it has history, it has cookies. So if you use Edge on desktop, all of that same browser data appears inside of Game Assist. You don't have to log in again. You don't have to, you don't have to worry about getting all of that. Your favorites. If you start typing in one of your favorites, it just shows up in the game bar, in the Game Assist address bar. And so that's where one of the things I'm really excited about is it's just Edge, and you get all those benefits as a result. And
Zeno says they have the latest Edge Canary, and it's not showing Game Assist.
Great question. Yeah, so it is available in Edge Canary, but for very technical reasons, the install option is not available in Edge Canary. It's available in all the other channels. So once you install it from any channel, you can just set Canary as your default browser, and going forward, Game Assist will use that version. Long story short, it's because Edge Canary is installed per profile instead of for the whole machine, unlike the other channels of Edge. And so we cannot install the widget if it's a per profile install of Edge. Fun fact. So yeah, if you don't see it, try one of the other channels, but it is in Edge stable today. If people, I know some folks said they had some issues before because you had to like restart Edge a couple times for the flags to get pulled down. All that's been removed. It's now the setting is on by default. The feature is still opt-in, but anyone can go out and turn it on now and try it for themselves. And I would love to hear feedback from everyone. We want to build Game Assist with the community. So we've set up a whole feedback portal. You can find it in the blog that we put up today, where you can go in and you can, of course, you can submit feedback in product. You can do the Windows Feedback Hub. But we also have a site where you can go and upvote your favorite feedback too. And I'm personally monitoring all the feedback, especially now that I'm back from maternity leave. I'm responding a lot more to the feedback. And we want to make sure that we're building it with the community because we really appreciate all of the amazing input everyone has, and we want to make sure it's something that, and we feel we really like it as gamers, right? But we want to make sure it's something everyone loves and is really excited about.
So let me ask something, and this didn't come up in chat, so this is just a personal question from me.
Yeah.
In the original blog post, it mentions there's a list of games there. Some pretty big titles in there as well, right?
Yep.
And of course, for me, it was never surprising to see Minecraft in there because, well, Minecraft rocks. But
yeah.
But to ask what might be a silly question, is this list the only games that are supported, or really is it you can do it with any other games, or is it a list that you have to expand over time?
Yeah, so it's something we are starting small because we want to make sure that we have really great content while we evaluate the experience. And we want to hear from you. Like, what do you all like it? Hopefully you do, right? We know most users when they, as I said earlier, 40% of players are looking up help when they open up a browser while playing a game. So how do we really help accelerate that? And it's not perfect to start off, right? We know it's more based on just the game you're playing, but over time this will get even better and hopefully even more contextual. And so we're really excited about where we can take it from here. But to start with, we are only doing a small subset of games, some of the most popular games we know that people are playing, but a smaller subset of games while we really refine the experience. And it'll expand from there. So we actually, as of today, just added support for a few new games to Game Assist. So now today we added support for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Phenomenal game.
We just started playing that.
Yes. Okay. So Game Assist will now
show
you
like
tips and guides. Yeah. Oh, it really does. I loved it. Of course, I'm a big Star Wars fan, obviously. But of course, love Indiana Jones too, another Lucasfilm property. And it's just great. I love the game. We added Dragon Age: The Veilguard, another really popular game from this fall. Marvel Rivals, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. So some really big games that came out this fall that a lot of people are playing and excited about. And again, we'll continue to increase this list over time. We actually have a new support page that we just added that will track all the latest updates we're making to Game Assist, so you can go back and see the history of everything that's being added, as well as a list of all the supported games. But I want to hear your feedback, right? If there's a game you really want, please let us know, and we can go see if we can add that. The goal is to expand this list to be a much bigger selection over time, but we're starting small as we work on the experience during this preview. A couple other things we've added today based on feedback from insiders, right? We really appreciate it. We've added a settings and more menus, like dot 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 menu now is in Game Assist. Previously, it was only send feedback in that menu. Now we have a whole bunch of other options. And actually, I'll just share my screen since, like I said, I can only share screenshots, unfortunately. But here, you can see, here's the Indiana Jones guides. And in this dot 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 menu, we now have new tab, view all tabs. These things you could do before, but they're a little bit more accessible in this menu. You can open tabs, the current tab on the desktop, copy the link, add it to your sidebar, which is a big thing we heard from a lot of people. Hey, I want to be able to add any app I want to the sidebar, and of course that link to the what's new page. And I didn't mention earlier, we also have these sidebar apps completely customizable for users. And so, that way, if you want to have, you want to listen to music while you're in the middle of a game or watch a video, of course, you can browse to the tab inside of Game Assist. But by adding an app to the sidebar, you can have that one-click access to your top things. So like, I want to chat with friends on Messenger or WhatsApp or whatever it is. You can have it right in the sidebar and quickly get to it. And it's kind of more important, I guess I would say, than like a tab, right? They can get lost in a bunch of the other tabs. It's right there, always one click away. So we now add the ability to add any other tab you want. We also, some small things, right? We added a page info flyouts. Now you can see all the security info and privacy information about the page, view trackers, all that kind of stuff. Stuff Edge already supports today. We're bringing these things into Game Assist too. And now, again, a small improvement, but you can also see favicons in searches. So if you're searching, you can see the favicons for recently visited web pages, which is nice too. So again, a lot of small improvements, but really impactful when you add them all up. So that's today's update. Some of the latest changes I was just going through, those are available only in Edge Canary and will be in dev hopefully later this week, and then beta and stable as those updates progress out. But the new support for additional games, that's out now in all versions of Edge, as well as the easier opt-in as well, so that anyone can opt into Edge stable. So making a bunch of changes, and we have a lot of other stuff we have planned too. This is just the beginning of what we have planned. Of course, a lot of us were out for the holidays, and so coming back, we're trying to hit the ground running and get a bunch more stuff into Game Assist. A lot of the top feedback people are requesting.
I just realized, because only your face is showing right now, so no one else can see me squinting at my laptop screen. What is that? That's just badass. I was just thinking, because it's a widget and it's using the game bar widgets. No, Jason, put my face back. So now I'll try not to squint in anymore.
That was me. I'll put it back.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was gonna say, because it's using the game bar widgets, it has a little pin icon, which means if you want, you can just pin it always on top. So you don't actually have to open the game bar to be able to use it.
Yeah, right? Exactly. In fact, here we have a video showing that. Where is it? Here we go. So you can see here, right? If you start, when you open Game Assist, you can hit pin and then close the game bar, and you can still see Game Assist. It's still visible there while you're playing the game. So it makes it really easy to follow along with a guide while you're playing, instead of having to constantly alt-tab back to the desktop or look at your phone. It's right there. Of course, you can resize the Game Assist widget. You can, even with Game Bar, adjust the transparency settings. So you can say, oh, I want it to be, super transparent, so I can hardly see the widget, but just a little bit. And as I mentioned, you can also do this with videos as well. So you can watch a video. Game Assist will automatically resize smaller when you hit full screen. And then if it's pinned, you can view that video while you play.
Nice. It looks like someone
Jason,
asked...
I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm just sitting over here muted, making sure I don't clack away because I was putting some stuff in chat. You actually touched on something.
Jason's keyboard is very loud. I can confirm that.
Lessons learned from previous webcasts. You touched on something that I was actually going to ask about is, of course, obviously it resized when you went to full screen mode, which is really cool. Like, I'm glad y'all thought of that. But it was, if you're in a game where you got, random characters shooting at you from the corner of the map and whatnot, like, how do you handle that? But with the transparency functionality, you just make it mostly see-through, and then you can still see that random arrow or whatever's kind of flying at you. You got to duck or run away or
exactly. Right. Yeah. And of course you can move it anywhere you want on the screen as well, so it's completely customizable. And that's one of the reasons why I think this is so helpful, right? But it's in the middle, it's on top of your game as opposed to having to alt tab out to the desktop, because you can see what's happening in the game. You can see while you're browsing the web here, the game is still moving in the background unless you paused it, right? If you pause it, of course. So if you're waiting for a loading screen to finish, or you're waiting on some other friends or whatever it is, right? You're waiting for a timer to finish, you can keep monitoring the game and know, someone's sneaking up on me, or the game finished loading, or whatnot. And so that's really helpful because inside of Game Bar, and I love Game Bar. Game Bar is fantastic, and so I'm really excited to be able to bring a whole web browser to Game Assist as well. Oh, and I almost forgot one of the biggest updates we made today. How could I forget? We've also added initial support for extensions. So specifically ad blockers. So now we know gamers love ad blockers. So if you have an ad blocker, you can, if you install it in Edge, then when you go into Game Assist, the ad blocker just runs on the page and will block any ads that you want. Of course, definitely support your favorite sites. But if you do have that, that will work as well inside of Game Assist. So that's another piece of feedback we heard from users, and we're really excited to get that in as well.
So let me ask you something, because obviously in the gaming crowd, one of the most important things, no matter what, is about performance.
Yes.
So
yes.
Any questions, thoughts, feedback, anything you've heard since preview started?
is essential, right? And so one of the things, the reason why it's not the full Edge browser in here is we didn't want to cram all those features into your game, right? We've instead taken a very curated approach in making sure that it's the most essential functionality that you need for your game. And we've been testing it a lot internally and with around the company, and feel pretty good about the performance. But you never know what it's like in the real world, right? And so that's another thing where we want feedback from insiders. How is the performance for you? Do you, hopefully it's working well? We think it is. But if you are seeing performance issues, please let us know, because we want to go address those. Like I said, we're pretty confident and we think it's working well. But if you are seeing stuff, please leave feedback, because that will help.
I would also make a general note that if you're having, outside of this feature, like if you're having game perf issues, we actually have aka.ms/gameperf-feedback. We'll walk you through the steps for filing actionable feedback about performance issues with your gaming. So please do that.
Yes, that was an awesome call, Jen.
I did see a question about, they asked about the types of games that are supported. Like, is it currently only supported for, I know you said a certain subset, but is it only supported for like Microsoft Store games, or does it go beyond like any type of game?
So we want to support any game. So regardless of where it comes from, how you acquire the game. And so I think in most, if not all the cases, they should support the current games should work regardless of how they're acquired. If you do see any issues, please let us know. We're pretty sure they're all working. But again, this is why it's still a preview, right? We're pretty happy with where things are right now, but we know there's some rough edges. Maybe they aren't fully ironed out. There's some known issues, like if I'm being fully transparent, right, we have a known issues list on the feedback page as well. There's things like currently you can't right click on the page yet and I don't say like open a new tab or copy. That's coming soon, right? You can't we haven't optimized it for gamepads yet or for handhelds, and so there's optimizations there that need to happen too. So those types of things, right, we know it's not 100% done yet, but it's good enough that we think you can use it. I use it all the time while I'm gaming now, and it works 99% of the time, right? And so it's great. It's good enough. We wanted to start the preview and get feedback from players and insiders.
Well, and that's one of the things. Obviously, it's the entire premise behind the Windows Insider program.
Exactly.
We've got some really good ideas, things we think folks are going to love, or big changes that we made, or bugs that we fixed, all that kind of stuff. And you have to get it in front of users so hey, are we on track? Do we need to adjust? What's going on? Did we get it right?
Right.
All that kind of stuff.
Exactly. So it should work with any games, and please let us know. Like I said, let us know if you're what you think of the performance, what you think of the if you have any games you'd like to see supported, if there's any special features. You're like, I really wish I had this. right?
Mr. X 1980 YT asks, but does it run Crisis?
It will run over Crisis. So yes, it does.
But it's not on the list currently, right?
So it is not a. So that is one of the important things. The list only indicates which titles have support for suggested like tips and guides for your current game. Yeah, that's a good call out. So when you open up Game Assist, you'll see this curated new tab page that has suggested tips and guides for the current game that you're playing.
Okay,
but Game Assist works with
use it.
any game.
I got it.
And so when you open it up, you just won't see this section down here with tips and guides, and you won't have like a background that's for the game you're playing. Instead, it's a little more generic, and you can browse to any web page that you want. So you can still go find your own guides and chat with friends on Messenger or Discord or whatever it happens to be. All of that still works inside of Game Assist. It's just the suggested tips and guides that are that we're broadening support for.
Devin Arthur asks, Doom and Game Bar when? Did you see someone got Doom running in Task Manager with like all the CPUs and stuff?
Did you see that somebody ported Doom into a PDF?
I didn't see that. I saw
Doom's everywhere at this point.
Was it what? Someone got the Doom running on like a birth, like a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Doom's everywhere. But if there's a Doom webpage, right? I'm sure someone's ported Doom to there's a Doom port on a website somewhere. You could play that in game.
Someone just said, like, can you game an Edge while you game on Windows?
Sure.
Game and a game and a game.
You totally could.
Hey, dog, I heard you like games, so.
Next thing you know, you're going to tell me you support Quick Assist.
Right?
You're going to have somebody connect into your computer and do it for me. Be like, I'm just going to sit back. Instead of watching somebody else play games on like YouTube or, whatever platform they happen to be streaming on, I'm going to sit on my own machine and watch somebody else play the game on my machine for me. Like, where are we going?
You can also, for those of you who know of Edge's secret little Easter egg, play Edge Surf inside of Game Assist. So you can also do that too.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, you can do a game within a game.
That's true. In a really long cutscene.
Oh yeah. I'm I'm bored. I'm gonna play some solitaire or Edge Surf or whatever it is, right? Yeah, totally.
Oh man, I've been bitten by that. Trying to play games before work, and then you're like, "I'll stop this as soon as I get to a save point," and then the 45-minute cutscene. Metal Gear, I'm looking at you. Like,
exactly. And other use case, like you can even, not that you want to check your email while you're gaming, but you get that 2-factor auth code right there. If they email you the 2-factor auth code, there's all sorts of things you can do. So, yeah. I'm very excited to see what the community does with Game Assist, and please let us know if there's other things you really want. Submit that feedback. Of course, you can do it through the in-app feedback tool or Windows Feedback, but you can also upvote feedback publicly or leave your own feedback in the feedback portal. We link to it from the announcement blog, and that way other people can upvote on it too and say, yeah, I really want this, and it's all public. And I try to respond publicly to people as well, so everyone can see what's kind of what's on the roadmap and what we're trying to do.
And just as a quick FYI to anybody who may be doing this stream, either while we're live or kind of after the fact, each of these references that we've made to the blog posts, where to file feedback, even how to go find Edge Surf if you don't happen to have the mini URL for that. I've typed all of those in chat. So if you go scroll through and you look for the comments from the Windows Insider account in chat, you will see all of those blog links there. And I will go and repost the new blog that was released today in chat at the end of this session, because in that link it has links to all the other places as well. So one link to rule them all, so to speak.
Exactly. And we have the original blog is if you just type in aka.ms/gameassist, you can get to the original blog post, and I'll do it right now. I'll link to the new blog post with aka.ms/gameassist stable. So just capitalize G, game assist, and stable, and you'll get to those links as well.
Awesome. Oh, somebody said they ran a PDF version of Doom and it was really bad. Doesn't surprise me. I don't think it was actually designed to support a game in it, but hey.
Not really, no.
Oh, how have we gone from the days of I can't edit anything in a PDF to I guess I can, and I'm just gonna go play a video game in there now. Like, my goodness, technology.
Okay, the AKA link is working, so Game Assist stable. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. That's the latest blog.
And I will, like I said, I will drop that again in chat.
Awesome.
I scrolled up through some of the chat stuff. Lots of excitement, lots of interest. I think we covered the majority of the questions here. If anybody in the audience has any questions before we wrap up here, please drop them in. But William, I gotta say, like, this is fun stuff.
Thanks.
It's always nice to see the creativity that folks put into the products and apps and services and features and everything that, Microsoft kind of holistically comes up with. And there's always something new on the horizon. So, thanks for being a part of this big adventure. And thanks for supporting the gaming community, because they are a passionate bunch and there's always something to learn from them.
Oh, thank you. And I appreciate it. Yeah, as a former Xbox MVP, I'm a huge gamer. I love the gaming community, and it is great to see all the excitement. And so thank you for having me on, because I love that. It's great to have the opportunity to come on and talk about Game Assist and Edge and reminisce about the old days of Shift S and just talk with you all, because you three are fantastic.
It's always fun to catch up. I mean, whether we're talking about work or not, I mean, heck, we spent the first 5 or 7 minutes of this catching up.
Exactly.
We're gonna be like fast forwarding it. Where's the actual content?
Exactly.
And I'll just say, just for you, William, like, there's been some interesting, just general Edge related questions, not specific to the topic for today. But if you get a chance, you want to scroll back through that when you have some time.
I'll take a look. I will take a look, and I can try to. I can't necessarily answer everything Edge related. Edge is a big team, but I can forward it along to the right folks too, or try to answer what I can.
Sure thing.
So
there was one last question about Game Assist that we missed. I don't know if you covered it, but like I may have missed it briefly. But can you use a controller to control Game Assist? And
so you can while you're playing, if you open up Game Bar, you can see Game Assist and close it again. We have not optimized Game Assist for a controller yet. That's something we know we need to go do eventually and want to go do eventually. But we're refining the experience first for mouse and keyboard users to make sure we have all the right functionality there, and then gamers love it. And so that's certainly on our roadmap. That and touch support for handhelds as well. And also like controller bar there's the new game bar interface that is
like
better
games and stuff.
Exactly, yeah. So there's the game bar interface is better designed for like tablets and handhelds, and we haven't optimized for that one yet either. So there's a lot of those other form factors haven't yet optimized for, but we will do that in the future. But yeah, also if it's something like I need this now, please let us know, and we will try to get those in.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you as always. Thank you for making the time to be here, and thank you to everybody who's tuned in with us live today. And if you're watching this after the fact, thank you as well for making the time to come and check out the latest webcast. Obviously, we have more of these coming. I know and that's the beautiful thing about chat. I can go through and dig up the topics that y'all are passionate about. So whether or not it's something from chat today, or if you want to come catch us on X, I always want to call it Twitter, but X. Obviously, we're just at Windows Insider there. So if you have any suggestions for future webcasts or things you want to see us cover, drop us a note there and we'll cover that. But William, thank you again. Much appreciate the time. Hopefully the community sends you a resounding amount of feedback that you can use to support this feature as it continues to evolve into the future. But with that, the first webcast of 2025, I'll say we're at a wrapping point. So Brandon, Jen, William, thank you a ton. Thank you so much for making the time as always. And with that, we'll wrap down and we will see you all next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.